What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed ready to deliver you our Week 2 Team Builder here in the WCBL. We are currently 1-0. 1-0 again, and after picking up a very, very difficult, very hard-fought win last week against Antoine and the Johnson City Jellicents. But this week we are taking on Rogue and the Tulsa Excadrillers, who are also, in fact, 1-0. So we are going to have to be very, very careful in this matchup, as he's a very, very potent threat and has a very, very solid team to back him up. That team consists of Mew, Klefki, Arcanine, Vaporeon, Gigalith, Lanoon, which is his user, Mega Garchomp, Nihilego as his other user, Decidueye, Manabuzz, and Ribombee. A couple things to note about this team. He has access to Sand with Gigalith and Mega Garchomp. Mega Garchomp being a Sand Force Mon, which is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with because Sand Force is really strong. Really strong ability, and it's going to be a huge pain in the dick to face, for sure. Actually, let me do quick research. Sand Force boosts certain moves' power in Sandstorm. Increases the power of rock, ground, and steel type moves used by Pokemon with this ability by 30%. Okay, so it's just the rock, ground, and steel moves. Okay, so it does work on special moves. That's annoying, but we can manage. We can still manage. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, we should be fine. But yeah, we're taking him on, and it's gonna be tough, but I think we can pull it off. The first one we are going to bring this week is going to be our Mega Aggron. Gajeel the Mega Aggron here. Didn't get to do as well last week, and we made a few silly plays because we had, we went for rest in the misty terrain, which is, it was kind of dumb, not gonna lie. I made the mistakes, but we were able to still play out of it, and Mega Aggron was actually very helpful near the end of the game to help stall out those Earth powers, which is really nice. But we're bringing Stealth Rock, Avalanche, Heavy Slam, and Toxic with a fully physically defensive, impish nature Mega Aggron. Now, just go through one thing at a time. Stealth Rock will be very, very helpful. I want to get that chip damage on his team, force him to potentially defog with his Mew, because if anything, I think he's going to bring Mew as his defogger. Maybe Decidueye. I think Decidueye may come, as that's one of his best ways of handling my Zygarde. Because bulky grass types are the best way to handle Zygarde. By the way, I'm not bringing Zygarde this week. Or Topic Feeny. I am bringing Feeny, but I'm not bringing Zygarde. Because I'm just that kind of guy. But yeah. I want to try to force defogs, or force him to show me which mon his defogger is, so I know which one to take care of faster. Whether it's going to be Klefki or Mew that are going to be defogging, or Decidueye or Manabuzz. He's got a bunch of defoggers, but I want to at least try to get my rocks up because he does have Ribombee, he does have Manabuzz, he does have Arcanine, all of which take 25% from rocks, and I do want that damage to be racked up. I want to break Focus Sashes on potential Sash Mons and stuff like that. I want to be able to do things like that, so hopefully that'll work out for us. We have the Avalanche. Avalanche is there because with being fully physically defensive, we can take a max attack. I don't believe we are 2 KO'd. I'm like 99% sure we are not 2 KO'd by a physically offensive Garchomp in Sand. 99% sure that that's the thing. That's the reason we are fully phys def. Also, it's kind of like a pseudo way of handling. It's kind of a pseudo way to handle the Lanoon. It's kind of like our Mega Aggron is our 100% Lanoon deterrent. Lanoon can't come to this game. It can't. Because it can't do anything. Because all I have to do is put Mega Aggron in front of it, and it can't touch it. And Mega Aggron can just kill it with a Heavy Slam. So, like, it can't do anything. But, yeah. Earthquake from a max attack Jolly Mega Garchomp in the sand does 44 to 53%. So we are in a very good spot to live that. Gonna actually calc Earth Power now and see how that looks like. Oh no. Oh, bad. Oh, that's very bad. Yeah, so if he's special, then that's a problem, because we don't live that. Alright. Well, we'll get there. But, Avalanche will OHKO this thing. It's really dependent on the kind of set that he decides to bring. Definitely heavily dependent on the set that he brings. We're going to have to scout that a lot to figure that out as to how best we're going to deal with it. I mean, if it's a special set, we can honestly go easily into some of our other mons and deal with it. And with its lack of being fast, we can definitely handle it better than we can most other things that are threatening in sand. So like Sand Force Mons, all you have to do is have something faster than them that can kill them. Sand Rush Mons, you have to prep a little bit better around things that could potentially wall them. So that's why I'm not feeling as scared by Mega Garchomp, but I've also seen Mega Garchomp do some stupid, crazy things before, so... The Avalanche will OHKO it if we get the chance to. If it's a physical set, we're definitely going to have Mega Aggron on it. So that could be great. We have the Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam is just a good stab move to have. It'll do good damage to the Klefki. It'll do good. It'll chip the Gigalith. I'm never going to stand on Gigalith. It should pretty much knock out the Nihilego and knock out the Rabombi, which is cool. This thing actually kind of deters a setup Rabombi as well, because Rabombi just can't really touch us that much with this mon, which is great. Or we can't, like Rabombi can't touch this mon at all, really. Even though we're not Spadef invested, like... It just doesn't do anything to us, which is cool. So this thing kind of just pseudo shuts down Rabombi, which is great. But yeah. And then we have Toxic, because Toxic is important to have. We can actually Toxic the Mew, which is good, because it can't synchronize that onto us, because we're Steel types, so that's cool. We can Toxic things that might want to switch into us, like the Vaporeon, and force it to go for a Heal Bell if it has it, and such along those lines. Pretty standard there. But yeah, being fully physically defensive deters, allows us to take on physical Sand Force Garchomp. It allows us to shut down the Lanoon entirely. And it's just a good Pokemon, so let's move on. Let's move on before we ramble. Finny Nut. Finny Nut, the top of Finny. We're running just enough speed, outspeed a min-speed Mew on this set, just because I feel like he's going to be bringing a lot of bulkier things to deal with me. He's going to try to play the stall matchup against us again, and we're going to hopefully beat that, because I like beating stall matchups, so yee. We bring 248 into HP, 192 into our defense, and 28 into our special defense. And the reasoning for that spread is there is none. It's just a nice, good, even-ish spread across both stats that just kind of does everything I need it to do for the most part. It's not really anything specific, it's just cool. I like this set because it lets me beat certain things on his team 1v1. Like, I can 1v1 the Vaporeon with this set, no problem. Because I can taunt it, I'll outspeed it, I can taunt it, and I can just click Nature's Madness and will it down, Moonblast it, etc., etc. I can taunt the... I can taunt the Mandibuzz and keep it from defogging. I can taunt the Mew if it is min speed and keep it from doing Mew things. I can taunt... you get the point. I can taunt things. Also, if I can get a taunt off on Klefki, that could be really, really nice depending on the set he brings. Really, really limits what that thing can do. Surf and Moonblast are then there because Surf I need to hit things like the Gigalith and the Arcanine with, while the Moonblast will be necessary to hit that Garchomp as hard as I possibly can because Garchomp's a problem. Garchomp is definitely a problem, and every possible thing I can bring that can potentially beat that Garchomp is perfect for me. I'm always down for beating that Garchomp. So, there's that. That's Tapu Fini for you. Simple as that, nothing too crazy. Next up, we have the debut of Bruce Wayne, our Gliscor this season, Toxic or Poison Heal, with Defog, Earthquake, Roost, and Toxic. Very, very standard set. We're running just enough speed on it to outspeed the min speed Mew once again. We're running pretty much max HP, and then we're putting all of the rest into our Spadef. This is just so that we can potentially maybe take a non-stab, like non-invested Ice Beams, or like a random HP Ice somewhere if we have to, just so that we have some way of eating those hits. And then between the Poison Heal and the Roosts and stuff, we'll be able to get ourselves back up to a very comfortable amount of HP. We have Earthquake, so we can basically just break through things like the Klefki and the Arcanine. Just nice stab move against his team. The only thing that is immune to that is the Mandibuzz. So it's cool with me. We have Toxic. We can Toxic pretty much everything that is immune to it, and 99% of his team gets Toxic, which is nice. Then we can start whittling those things down, force Heal Bells, The cool thing about it is, like, we have the appropriate Mons to... We have the appropriate means of being able to constantly status our opponent and force them to go for their Heal Bells, so that we can stall those out, and then we can just status and whittle his team to the end of time. That's what I really like about this team. It really, really works well to stall his teams and break through teams. And we have the Defog, obviously, because I don't want rocks on my side of the field or any type of hazard, especially on the spikes that come from Klefki. What's really nice about this Mon is it can come in very safely when it comes to hazards because of the fact that it is a flying type, so it comes above those spikes, so it doesn't take any damage from those spikes, so it can like basically come in and defog them away for free. So that could be really, really cool in our favor. But yeah, that'll be our Gliscor for this week. Next up, we're bringing in a little bit more of an offensive Mon in Hermione Armis Magius. Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, HP Ground, with the Electrium Z. Max special attack, enough speed to outspeed... I believe that outspeeds Nihilego. Now, this thing at +2 basically just runs the table on the team. If we can get rid of Klefki, because I don't want no prankster T-Waves coming out on us, and we can whittle down the Gigalith significantly, because that thing with the Spadef boost in the sand could take a hit from this. Once we get to +2, if we can get up to +2, this thing can basically just sweep. Shadow Ball will break Mew. Shadow Ball will break through Arcanine. Like Stab Shadow Ball, break through everything. We have the Electrium Z for Thunderbolt as a way of basically just guaranteeing that we break through Vaporeon and Mandibuzz, which is nice. Shadow Ball will still tear through things like the Rabombi, will tear through Decidueye, we have the HP Ground to tear through Nihilego. Shadow Ball will break through the Garchomp, and then we can just hit the Lanoon with literally anything. Because at +2 we should be able to kill the Lanoon without really too many issues. So hopefully if we can whittle this team down significantly enough, we can actually get in on something we can set up on and click the nasty plot button and sweep. I was thinking probably actually set up on Mew if it's not T-Wave, which could be really, really cool, or even the Vaporeon, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're just really, really great, really, really great Mon here. So hopefully we can sweep this. I think he could. Has a lot of potential to do so. Now, with this team, I did kind of want to make a few allowances to back up the squad a little bit, and those allowances include a certain little plump boy in the name of Licky Licky. Tongue game the Licky Licky. We needed our cleric here this week because we do have 2 Mons that are unaffected by the Misty Terrain, so that they could be. Well, one of which is going to be holding his Toxic Orb, so that's he needs his Toxic Orb. But we do have Hermione, and I don't want the thing getting status in a way that I don't want. But in case any rogue statuses make their way through, sorry about that. In case any rogue statuses make their way through onto our team, I want to be able to get rid of those, as well as be able to wish past to my team. I want to be able to spread the HP around to all of my Mons as best as I can, keep Gajeel and Tapu Fini healthy, so that I can better beat his team, better whittle it down. We have Wish and Heal Bell, obviously, and we have the Earthquake. Earthquake is pretty much the only move that I need. Yes, Mandibuzz walls this set, but I'm okay with that, because at least I can still hit almost everything else. And I was debating between Knockoff and Toxic on the last slot, but I decided to go for Toxic because I can still Toxic whatever wants to try to come in on this, and it just helps to whittle it down. I went fully Spadef on Licky Licky for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to be able to take a hit from the especially offensive Sandforce Chomp. I also wanted a pretty much dedicated switch into Nihilego. Nihilego is a pretty big threat to me if it can get rolling, and I don't want to allow it to get rolling. So I'm going to try to use this to prevent that from happening. Between this and Mega Aggron, I should be able to wall it significantly. So hopefully that doesn't become an issue. And yeah, we do have the Earthquake, obviously, to OHKO that as well. But yeah, I think that could do a lot of work. I think this could do a lot of work for our team. Licky Licky's really, really solid. So hopefully it can work out. Then our last Mon's a little bit of a more interesting set, kind of heat, because we're bringing Flame Orb, Quick Feet, Jolteon. Now, Flame Orb, Quick Feet, Jolteon, I've done this in the past, and it has worked out really well for us, and I think it can work out really well for us in this game as well. First thing to note, we do outspeed the Ribombee. This is, if he brings Ribombee, this is our dedicated lead for the matchup, because this can kind of beat both possible Ribombee sets pretty significantly, like pretty solidly, without any too really big issues. If it's just a Sash lead Ribombee set, we can just Thunderbolt it twice, no big deal. If it sets up its webs, that's fine. We can defog them away with Bruce Wayne pretty easily later on in the game. No problem with that at all. If it tries to Quiver Dance against us, if it's a Quiver Dance lead, we actually will outspeed after a Quiver Dance, obviously, because we get that essentially +1 speed because of the Quick Feet. So we will be able to outspeed it, and we will actually be able to take at least 1 hit from it, unless it's like HP ground, I believe. I believe we take 1 hit from Rabambi. Yeah, because at neutral, Thunderbolt does a minimum of 49.4%. So it's a 2-hit KO on the Sash set, pretty much, unless I get 2 min rolls back to back, which would be really, really agitating. But like 49 to 58 on the first hit. If it goes Quiver Dance, it gets 32 to 38. And at +1, Moonblast does not kill us. Bug Buzz does not kill us. Does it kill us with HP Ground? No, it does not kill us with HP Ground. So basically we eat any 1+1 hit, barring a crit on either the Bug Buzz or the Moonblast. Because we can actually live a crit HP Ground from +1 Rabambi. So we can actually 1v1 the Rabambi just straight up at the beginning of the game, which is really nice for us. How much does the HP Ice do to these Mega Garchomp? 69 to 81%. That's good to know as well. But this set's really, really good to beat Rabambi, as well as just being, faster than his whole team, which is really, really nice. I do enjoy being faster than everything on their team. We do have the Toxic as well, too. Toxic is really, really useful for whittling down the Mons. Like, notice how we have Toxic on this, Toxic on this, Toxic on this, and Toxic on this. We are going to be statusing every goddamn Mon on his team if it kills us. We are going to Toxic everything as many times as we can and waste all of his heal bells. That's the plan. But that is it for the team builder. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. The battle will be going up tomorrow. And that'll be it. If you guys enjoyed, stick around for the battle tomorrow. And till then, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.